Hey there everybody, this is Brian Timm with Timm on Tech, and we're back with the HP Mini tablet project. Kind of a big update. I went ahead and cut the hole in the case for the display, as you can obviously see, because the case has got this giant hole in the middle. Started off kind of cautiously and cut with a deliberate kind of built-in padding of a couple millimeters or so to allow myself some air room, and then I ended up going to cut it back a little further and use a different tool. Was a little impatient with it because I wanted to get it done, and you can see I cut a little far back here and things, but otherwise the case is essentially functional. Added a hole for the webcam up here, and the two holes for the little light that goes next, or two holes for the little light that goes next to the webcam. Not transmitting very much light, at least not enough of it's getting through the two little holes. I might widen them, I might do something else about it. I'm going to look into that at a later time, especially considering now that I've cut this way too far. I'm probably going to end up designing a whole new case in SolidWorks, or trying to see if I can get all these bezels from HP and trying to do it again. Either way, I'm gonna put this into something other than just my hands and a Dremel. I want to get a laser cutter or a mill or something involved to get some accuracy out of it and make it look really nice and polished. So the only cables that we've got hanging out, actually, let me plug power back in just to make sure the battery doesn't die. We've got power. We've got the microphone over here. I've been working without microphone and Wi-Fi for a while, just to make it easier to work with the laptop when I'm setting up the touch panel and I'm cutting holes for the case and I'm taking stuff on and taking stuff off and putting it back on. Wi-Fi's been reinstalled. The stock locations, which are down here and here, have been used, and Wi-Fi works just fine. Signal strength didn't seem to show any worsening, so I think that's good there. The microphone just hasn't been tucked yet. All the wires have been routed otherwise for Wi-Fi, display, all that stuff, at least temporarily until I resolder some things. But the mic's just kind of hanging. I wanted to set it up so I could Skype some people and kind of make sure that everything worked okay and that the tablet was as usable as I thought it was. The other thing we've got hanging out is the USB Bluetooth dongle, and that's because this is the cable that came with the touch kit, one of the two that came with the touch kit to provide USB devices off the hub, and the cable's really long. I want, the touch controller's back here, I wanted the USB dongle back here, and with all this cable getting in the way, trying to fold it up, it was just getting underneath the SSD, it was causing problems with this corner of the screen, the case wouldn't close all the way, so I just went ahead and tossed that whole idea out and just connected it externally for now until I get back to school and I can cut and resolder all that to make it a more seamless integration. And then I encountered another problem with the screen. So the limiting factor in the slimness of this design is down here. It's the Ethernet jack, actually. It keeps this corner pressed pretty firmly against the screen, and this is the way it used to close stock. So I don't see it getting any better. Unless you want to take out Ethernet, be my guest, go ahead, you can probably save yourself a little bit of space. But since I was using the stock hinge anyway, I was already going to have this thickness, which is what the Mini shipped with. I think it was like 0.98 inches or whatever, and I thought that was fine for me. So I just kept it. For the other three corners, this one in particular, this one was really bad, but for the other three corners, I used a padding solution. So I've got this block of foam here, extra left over from some packaging. Nice dense stuff. But also nice and squishy when you get especially a small chunk of it. So that's just gently pressing the screen, these three corners of the screen, against the case, just to keep everything nice and stable, so that when I go to touch the screen I don't have to worry about it moving away from me or something, which makes me feel like I'm going to break it every time I do. So I'm really glad I got that figured out. So let's go ahead and fire up the webcam really quick. We'll open up Skype and do a Skype settings, just because it's the easiest way to get the webcam. Tools, options, alright, video settings. So give it some time to warm up here, and you'll see that, there's not very much light coming out of here. I might rework this, possibly on this design, or I will just wait and rework it for the next design. But the webcam does work, and as you can see, it's right there. Hi. I'm kind of hiding behind the screen, I guess. And so that works just fine. So we'll go ahead and close that out. Everything else works fine. Bluetooth works fine. I've got a Bluetooth keyboard here. Very nice. I very much like the Apple chiclet style keyboards. Very nice feel to them. So I guess to prove that this keyboard works over Bluetooth like it should, let's go ahead and type in something. Let's go to Engadget, one of my favorite blogs, and one that was kind enough to feature me when I was first starting out this project, and really hadn't done very much other than take apart my HP Mini. So there you go, Engadget, and arrow keys will do your scrolling, and you can scroll back up too, and it's all over Bluetooth. Looking at some Bluetooth mouse options right now, just so that when I do go out or go to class or whatever, and I want a keyboard and mouse experience, I can have that, while primarily using it for tablet functions and pen input kind of stuff. So now we've got that, Bluetooth works, touchscreen works, Wi-Fi works, microphone works, webcam works. Let me just, it's essentially a completed model. The case design isn't finished, and I will show you where I'm at with that right now. Let me unplug power here, and we'll go ahead and lift this up. So as you can see here, there's a gap. That's where probably the plastic edge for the bezel, for the front side of the display bezel, right? And then there's like the keyboard goes here, right? And then those two things together pretty much make up that thickness. And that thickness is uniform across the way, all the way back, from front to back here. So I know that with the hinge I'm at the same stock height, because when it closed it was flat stock, obviously. Back here we've got the stock hinge, little hinge halves. I'm probably going to do some kind of a mod to the speaker grill to allow the webcam to be here, and also have the speaker grill back here just to make things look tidy. It might be useful for running wires, although I highly doubt it. I'm going to try and stay away from doing that, but I at least want it there for cosmetic reasons. It does look nice. It's part of the fit and finish of the product. There's a close-up of that really nasty cut that I made earlier. So that's really the only problem right now. I'll probably do another video with kind of a look inside at how everything's routed, but that won't be tonight at least. I just wanted to show everyone that it was working, and please excuse my really crappy cardboard stand that I built while waiting for drivers to install to get the microphone to work. But I needed something, and it actually is really nice. Good viewing angle, puts the webcam pretty much right on my face, at my average sitting height, so I might play with that yet again. And of course, anything that I do design for either laser cutting, either the stand, which I might design out of plastic to have laser cut so I can flat pack it to take to class, or the new case top here, which would be made out of a piece of acrylic that was thick enough to account for that extra slot on the edge here and get rid of that, which I think is the way I'm going to go. If I can get another one of these from HP, I'd be interested, but I still need some kind of filler for this gap all the way around the edge. Either way, that's the HP Mini tablet project as it is right now. Fully functioning Windows 7 tablet computer. Don't know if I definitely don't want to toss it in my backpack at this point, because the case is still flimsy, opens and closes. It's not latched closed. A lot of things are just kind of tucked in there, and I really don't want I don't want to get from one building to another, open up my backpack to find out that my tablet's in 5 different pieces and the display cracked in half. So it'll stay like this for a while. I might put it into the slipcase I used to have for it. The slipcase might actually hold it all tight enough to stop any possible falling apart issues from happening while in transit. But anywho, this has been Brian Timm with Timm on Tech, talking about the HP Mini tablet project, which is very much nearing completion, and there will be more updates once I get back to slow and I resolder a few things back here and start working on this case. Alright, thanks for watching.